know we're hungry, but let's try one more time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
On behalf of the Muslim community here in Miami Gardens of Southwest Florida, I want to truly welcome you all from the bottom of my heart. We are so happy that you're here with us this afternoon, and you all have honored us with your presence, so thank you very much. I know we're all trying to take this all in. There's a lot to absorb, and I think the first thing that comes to our mind is, I don't want to be doing anything wrong. So let me tell you all, you're doing nothing wrong, okay? You can laugh, you can smile, you can talk, you can clap. We're all together here today. As you walked into the masjid, into the mosque, which is known as the place of worship or the center of the community, for the Muslim community and for the greater community, I'm sure you had a lot of questions, so I'm going to kind of backtrack and then move forward. Is everyone okay with that? So when you walked into the mosque, you saw a beautiful building, which they'll speak to during the tour. You were told to take your shoes off. Now the reason we take our shoes off, and we go back to the time of Moses, when Moses met God and God gave him the revelation, the first thing God told Moses, take your shoes off. Because it's in us respecting the house of God that we will then make a true connection with Him. So we came inside, and the reason we don't wear our shoes here is because this carpeted area and also sometimes the tiled area is where we pray. And I'll be talking about the prayer. And during the course of our prayer, we do prostration. We put our face on the ground. That is why we don't wear our shoes inside. Now, how many of us here have been, how many of us, this is their first time coming into mosque? Just put your hands up. Beautiful. Very good. So now, when you came in here, you noticed that this was maybe not what you were thinking it would be, right? It's very simple. There's a carpet. There's a lot of these arches. And there's a lot of writing on the wall. As for the writing, these are the names of God on your right and on your left. In Islam, we believe God has 99 names, meaning 99, and this is just a base. His attributes and qualities through which He is the perfect God. When we say God as a human being, so you're human, you may be a father or a mother, yes or no? You may be a brother or a sister, you may be a son or daughter, then you have a job, and then you have to take care of the kids. What happens as human beings, the more duties that we take on, the lesser we can give time to each. Yes or no? Right? But God, He's 110% of everything. When He's the most gracious, He's 100% gracious. When He's merciful, He's 100% merciful. When He's the protector, He's 100% protector. So when God does His work, He's 110% of each thing He does. And that's why He's God. Now, the mosque here has some verses of the Quran written, again for reflection and reminder as to what we do here, how we devote ourselves and commit ourselves. Can anyone tell me what language that's in? Show of hands, anyone? What language is that? Yes. It's in Arabic. So Arabic is a language that is in the Quran. We believe this is the language of God, and God sent the revelation in Arabic to us. But as Muslims, they're all over the world. I was just in Panama, Central America, almost a year ago, and there are many mosques and many Islamic centers in Panama also. You go to Venezuela, Argentina, Peru, Chile, throughout. The Caribbean, in Jamaica alone, we have 13 mosques in Jamaica. Point is, Muslims are all over the world, and for them, the language that unites them in worship, pillars. It's what we build from there onwards in what makes us good Muslims. So the 5 pillars, number 1 is faith. And faith is to profess that God is one and that Muhammad is the last of all the messengers. Meaning we believe in Adam, we believe in Noah, we believe in Isaac and Ishmael and Abraham and the whole line continuing to Moses, then to Jesus, then to Muhammad. Peace be upon all of them. They all were people of God who came down to this earth at a time when people had lost track as to why are we living together? Why are we on this earth? And the books that came down, the Bible, the Torah, the Psalms, the Quran, these are books of God. So as a Muslim, we believe in God. We believe in angels being God's creation. We believe in the messengers. We believe in all the books. We believe there's a final day. Which means that all of us on this earth are here for a purpose, because there's going to be a final day. And that day, God is going to ask us for what we did. We believe everything good and bad that happens on this earth doesn't happen because God is not in control. God is always in control. So this is a first pillar. So has anyone pitched a tent? How many of us been camping? Everyone been camping? So we pitch a tent, right? So we did right now, we just put up the middle stick. So we got the tent up. Now we have to put in each corner. The second pillar in Islam is called prayer. So 5 times a day, we gather and we pray. If you look here, these are the times of prayer. So a Muslim prays in the morning around this time before the sun rises. So first thing we do in the morning when we wake up is we do prayer. Why would we pray? To thank the Lord He's given us another day, another opportunity, an opportunity to do something good on this earth. So we pray in the morning. This is called Fajr, which is before sunrise. Dhuhr, which will be our next prayer, it starts after the midday zenith, when the sun is directly above and it starts moving towards the west. Then we do our next prayer. When the sun is close to setting and everything is becoming a beautiful tranquil color, like orange and yellow, that time it's called the Asr prayer. After the sun sets, which is around 6:01, a few minutes after, we do the sunset prayer, which is post-sunset, and then we do a final prayer at the night before we go to sleep. This prayer can be done anywhere in the world. So if you ever saw Muslims praying at an airport, at a train station, outside a stadium, in a theme park, they're not doing it because they're trying to impose their religion. It's because they have a time to pray. So in life, we're doing a lot for ourselves, we're doing a lot for our work, we're doing a lot for our schools and our family, but there's a time we have to say, okay, pause, I need to do 5 minutes for God. So what we do is we stand together, we join our hands, we stand behind the Imam, who stands in the front here, and we follow suit behind what he recites and his movement. Our main day of service for the week is called the Jummah, and the Jummah prayer happens on Friday at 1:30. The special part of this service is where everyone tries to make sure they come together. The Imam, or the religious leader, conducts a sermon in which he talks about self-rectification, goodness, and doing betterment on this earth, and then we have a prayer. So that was the second pillar. The third pillar is called fasting. How many of us have heard of Ramadan? Ramadan is a month in the Islamic calendar, which is the 9th month, in which the Muslims fast for 30 days. Now, 30 days doesn't mean we don't eat for 30 days. There's a time from the early morning till sunset that we do not eat, drink, or get involved in any relationship act. At this time, we are trying to build our spirit and our soul, to make our soul strong. In our world today, it's all about the body, right? What creams we use, what medications we take, what supplements we use, how we go to the gym and take care of our body, yes or no? Right? It's all about the body. But inside our body, there's a soul. And that soul is connected to God. So in those 30 days, we submit by fasting during the day and praying at night. And since the calendar that we follow is the moon calendar, it's 10 days shorter than the sun. So Ramadan moves 10 days every year. This year, Ramadan's going to be in June and parts of July. Next year, it's going to be like end of May and up to 20th of June. So it moves every year. So right now, it's in the peak of the heat in Florida, but if you ask your fellow Muslim friends after we're finished, they'll tell you don't feel it. Number 4 is charity. We give money to the poor and needy, a minimum 2.5% of what God gave us. And lastly, to put our mental submission, our physical submission, our monetary submission, and we go to pilgrimage. And pilgrimage is where Muslims from all over the world gather in Mecca. Every year it's like 2 million to 5 million people, and they perform an act and a ritual that goes back to Abraham, Prophet Abraham, peace be upon him, where we follow those rituals and we rehearse death. Why do we rehearse death for? Because we are going to die, and we want to make sure that we prioritize why we're living, so when we go back to God, God is happy with us. There are 1.6 billion Muslims on the face of this earth, from all over the world, from every continent. And these are the pillars. Now we pitch the tent. What do we build on it? What we build on it is good human beings on this earth that create an environment of love and harmony, peace and prosperity. Does anyone have an issue with that? How many of us want to see love in this world? Yes or no? We want to see peace, yes or no? We want to see everyone prosper, yes or no? Yes. So what our faith teaches us is that we have to do our best to ensure we're looking out for others and for ourselves. It's not about us. Religion teaches us selflessness, not selfishness. So this is just a brief summary of what Islam is. That as a Muslim community center here in Miami Gardens, and you all as our gracious, loving neighbors, this is a center for everyone, where we can come together, where we can talk to each other, where we could better understand one another, so that we could live together as not just one country, but as one world. So thank you all for your participation today. I hope that made sense, and I hope that we can continue building on this relationship. This is just the first, and we pray that we're going to have many more meetings like this. Amen? Thank you so much, Navi. Thank you.
Thank you, Imam Azhar, for that beautiful